Hi, so I'm here today with Jenny Chase, the author of Solar Power Finance Without the Jargon, and she's also the head of Bloomberg's solar analysis team. So today, Jenny, I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions about your new book that's just come out. What was your inspiration for making this environmental energy book?
So I've worked as an expert in solar energy finance for about 13 years now. And my team writes really detailed, really deep reports on aspects of solar energy on a very regular basis. A lot of the time though, what my clients actually want is something that takes a broader, longer term view and answers some of the basic questions, not obsessing about what happened this quarter. So I wrote this book partly to answer those questions, and also for the student that I once was, who wanted to work in clean energy but had no real idea what it was, even from a financial side. And also for the general public who are just interested in this. I think that it should give them a much deeper knowledge of what's going on in energy.
Okay, great, thank you. And what are your current thoughts on the clean energy sector and how it's doing today?
It's so exciting. So the reason I've been able to stick this job for 13 years is that the clean energy sector is amazing to work in. There's always something new. The costs are falling very dramatically. So this is actually the module prices on a logarithmic scale from 1976 to today, and they've fallen from over $80 a watt in 2018 dollars to about 23 cents a watt today. And obviously that's really exciting. The market is shifting from rich, highly subsidized countries to Africa, to South America, to places which really need power. And also utility scale batteries are starting to solve the 24-hour problem with supplying clean energy.
Okay, thanks. And one final question. If there's one thing you want your readers to take away from the book, what would it be?
I think 10 years ago there was this belief which was actually accurate 10 years ago, that solar and wind are really expensive electricity. And I do have a chapter, by the way, on how to calculate how expensive the electricity is when you've got something that has a really high upfront cost, but very low operating cost. And what I want people to realise is that, strictly speaking, that's not true anymore. There is still a challenge, but it's not cost. These are cheap. The challenge today is what I call the 52/7 problem. It's the fact that there are a couple of weeks a year when, in most countries, but particularly in Northern Europe, where we have winters, where the sun doesn't shine, and sometimes the wind doesn't blow just because of weather conditions. And meeting electricity demand in those few weeks is the biggest challenge, with getting the grid from the 30% which is easy to the 50% which is possible, 50% renewable energy that is possible, to the 80 and 90% which is probably also possible, to 100%. And so the challenge is very different, but certainly deep decarbonisation is possible with current technology, and we just have to do it, really.
Okay, thanks very much for talking with me today.
Thank you.